Welcome to the new age of Nosgoth. Welcome to Nosgoth News. It's indeed a brand new era for Legacy of Kain. We're now into the post-release period of Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver Remastered, and it's fair to say that the Legacy of Kain landscape has changed completely. So if you're new to the franchise, welcome to the world of Nosgoth. It's certainly been a dramatic time here, and we've been overwhelmed since the release of the game, so apologies for the delay, but hopefully we'll be resuming normal service shortly. Our top news story this week is the release of the first patch for Soul Reaver 1 and 2 Remastered. We officially live in an age where games get updates and fixes for problems, which is a bit of a novelty if you come from the age of the original releases where bugs would stay there forever. Looking at you, Darkforge. Hide the marmosets. So this patch contains numerous bug fixes and other interesting things. From the patch notes we can see that alterations were made to the day and night cycle in Soul Reaver 1 and a toggle added. So for anyone having issues with the brightness, you should now be able to properly see the environment. Although it might be worth noting that in the months before release there were a lot of people complaining the game was too bright. So we also have fixes for some of the biggest issues. So aspect ratios have been fixed, blocks no longer clip through each other, and the black boxes that were seen in the Soul Reaver 2 Airforge are now gone. And of course, it goes without saying, but this wasn't censorship, but simply an issue with transparency. Let's be clear, the process of patching a game like this is not necessarily as clear and straightforward as just upload that fix. There's a lot more behind the scenes that can slow things down getting the obvious solutions. So if you're having trouble, hopefully you should be able to hop back in. There are numerous other additions and fixes in there to look out for, and of course be aware that there are definitive plans for a second patch with further improvements. And the Dead Shall Rise backer credits are a confirmed addition. In more exciting news, the Legacy of Kain series is really stretching its wings now, with the recent announcements of the Lost in Cult and Cook and Becker Legacy of Kain projects. If you were following before, you'll know that there's an official tabletop role-playing game and an official encyclopedia in the works. And yes, that last one is of particular interest to the old school lore archivists like myself, who may well have run encyclopedias in the past. Well, now we finally have news of the backing for those that has gone live recently. Much like the previous Dead Shall Rise prequel graphic novel Kickstarter, these will be releasing Kickstarter-styled Backerkit projects that you can pledge to support. So if you'd like to see these projects come into fruition, now is the time. It looks like these will be very high quality with some beautiful artwork. Of course, we'll be going through with a fine-tooth comb when they come out. The campaign launched with a new trailer showing off the contents of the two kits, voiced by a pair of familiar voices. One, the legendary Simon Templeman, of course the voice of Kain, the other, current industry darling Ben Starr, who appeared in the recent Legacy of Kain no-clip documentary, and must be said, anyone would be proud to have him in a casting lineup. The full lineup of the Backerkit will include both projects, along with a premium slipcase, high-quality art cards, a set of ornate mural cards, a set of high-quality dice, ornately designed character sheets, and a deluxe box. It certainly looks to be an impressive package, and it's followed in the footsteps of the Dead Shall Rise in utterly obliterating its targets, smashing its goal within 30 minutes, and it blasted its way through its first set of stretch goals within a few days, unlocking new art prints for both projects. Within the last few hours, it's surpassed £300,000. That's around about €360,000 or $370,000. Once again, that proves that the fan base for Legacy of Kain is as strong as ever and definitely worthy of attention. So well done to all involved, and thank you to everyone that pledged. So of course, looking back a bit, you'll have to have been living under a rock to have missed that in the last couple of months, Legacy of Kain has had its first full release in 20 years with the release of Soul Reaver Remastered in early December. Since then, it's been a roller coaster of emotions, and we've had a lot on our plates with so much going on. Rayner has obviously been in high demand since being revealed as the director, and has been spread all over the fandom a lot recently. So you can see numerous interviews and pieces from her around, with lots of interesting tidbits on the Soul Reaver Remaster. So look out for those materials. In the game itself, people have noticed a lot of interesting content in there that's worth noting. There's a whole raft of bonus materials that's well worth checking out. Most of it is new, but even the OG's SR2 bonus materials have been polished and upgraded for it. There are plenty of never-seen-before renders and screenshots. There are meticulously detailed maps of the world. There are even pictures of the director in cosplay. Do behave. One of the things many have highlighted is that there are a series of images which are apparently cut content which don't seem to match from any of the known games. No official comments have been made on the subject, but a few in the fandom have speculated they show previously unknown cancelled games. One of the notable bits of content there is of course the lost levels, giving by far the most complete and stable view of the legendary cut content of Soul Reaver that's ever been seen. Some bits are laid out for you by necessity, some bits probably require you to read all the controls and work out the fly command, but it should be quite easy to see how it all fits together and how the progression of these areas was intended to work. To aid in this, we've released a video called Soul Reaver The Lost Levels, which lays out the most definitive picture of how it was supposed to all fit together. That comes complete with some extra insider knowledge to illuminate the last of those forgotten details. I'd recommend you give that a watch. We'll place the link in the description. We already knew that the early sales indications were pretty positive about Soul Reaver Remastered, and there have been some hints that the game has indeed sold well above expectations, which is of course a very good sign for the franchise moving forward. And if there are any further doubts, news this week showed that the remaster was indeed among the top sellers on Steam for the month of December. And if you needed any further persuasion to pick up a copy, then it was recently revealed that Limited Run Games is indeed in the process of producing physical editions of the games. As might be expected, there will be a range of collector's edition merchandise and artefacts, including some rather attractive and desirable items. Of course, you'll get a boxed physical copy of the game in your chosen format, but you'll also get a steelbook, a series of art cards based on classic promotional images, a soundtrack CD, a double-sided poster of the new map of Nosgoth. There's also a mini prequel comic focusing on the background of Melchiah. That's by Bitbot Media, who will be producing the Dead Shall Rise graphic novel. There's a medallion based on the one worn by Kain, a health coil lenticular pin, a beautiful rendition of the sarcophagus of William the Just, including a removable Soul Reaver, and the pièce de résistance for any Soul Reaver fan, a physical block puzzle. I mean, just thinking about moving those blocks. Okay, restrain yourselves. Calm. We know we love the block puzzles. For those of you who enjoyed our previous art competition, we're back with another for all the budding artists out there. As before, this is sponsored by our friends at Crystal Dynamics, so there will be cash prizes for the winners. Categories this time are Best Pillar Guardian or Lieutenant, Best Enemy Creature, that excludes main characters and bosses, Best Environmental Set Piece, Best Original Mural, and Best Nosgothic Prop Design. We'll be taking submissions until the 18th of February and announcing the winners soon after. To enter, go to the category on the Legacy of Kain Discord, or use the hashtag #SecondOfficialLK on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram or Blue Sky. We'll post gallery updates on those soon and announce the winners after the 18th of February. In sadder news, the French voice actor Benoit Alamain, who provided the voice of the French version of Kain and the Elder God, sadly passed away in early January, adding to the list of Legacy of Kain voice actors who have crossed over to the Spectral Realm. Requiescat in pace. Finally, in related news, the Tomb Raider Remaster is getting a sequel, which will be releasing shortly just in time for Valentine's Day, or Lara Croft's birthday if you prefer. This time it has the rather unexpected title of Tomb Raider 4 to 6 Remastered. Obviously, this shows that if a remaster sells well enough, then you could get more. I wish them every success, but of course, I'm beholden to a different Angel of Darkness. Thanks for everyone for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Vae Victus. Yes, it's a new era. Yes, they're new sideburns. Deal with it.